What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel, check out the content. And with that being said, man, LeBron James, man, it's starting already. Like reports are coming out that LeBron James is not really interested in uh, being a part of the community of Philadelphia. He don't already made it known in other videos that LeBron James is not even going to live in Philadelphia. But basically, he just basically wants to play basketball and just you know it's crazy. Like he's like these things are starting up with him already, and the season haven't even begun. Like it's crazy. When you look at this lineup that Philly have, you got Maxey and you got Brown and B. Like on paper, man, this is a very strong lineup. I wanted to see what they did without before LeBron got there. I hope that LeBron James don't mess up the chemistry of the team. But when you have LeBron James getting off to this kind of start, and shout out to the basketball show because I'm gonna play. He reacted to some statements that Brian Windhurst made, right? And I wanna play what he has to say, and then I wanna play what Brian Windhurst had to say, just to show that LeBron James, man, like it's like LeBron James is oblivious to to what it takes to be a part of a team and to ingratiate yourself to a team. Like it has to be always about LeBron James. So let me play the audio and then I'm gonna come back and give my reaction.
Out, I believe, this morning. And Brian Windhorst is on ESPN talking about LeBron James and basically admitting with the guys that he's not really that great of a fit for that team. Second of all, the chemistry of the team might be really affected with him being on there simply because he's not even going to be spending a lot of time with the team. He's going to be playing for the Philadelphia 76ers. He joined the 76ers, but he's not even going to live in the city of Philadelphia.
Now that's crazy. Now, just imagine though when like some teams with different coaches and stuff, like when you have a young team, most of those coaches take trips in the off season to get these players to kind of bond and to make a bond with each other, or at least these guys will go to each other houses after the game and may play video games or something like that, or have dinner or something like that. But when you have a veteran basketball player, a leader coming in saying, people saying, well, he's not even going to spend any time in the city. He's not going to spend any time off the court with the players. It's just, he just basically using them to see how much, stats he can compile and how far they can take him into the playoffs.
He doesn't want anything to do with the city of Philadelphia or the Philadelphia 76ers fan base. He's going to live in New York. That's how much he wanted to be on the Sixers. This is kind of turning into a soap opera and a whole drama story, even before it even starts. The guy is literally not even going to live in Philadelphia while he's playing for the team. He's away from his family, he's away from anybody else. If you want the chemistry of the team to be the best that it possibly could be, you stay close to the team, you join the team, you're with the team, you're part of the team. You don't separate yourself from the freaking team. What is this even going to be? Like, this is let me play the comments from Brian Windhorst for you guys because you got to hear this for yourselves.
Yeah, I agree with him though. Like you don't really separate yourself from the team. Now I did hear like during the last, or not the last dance, but there was another documentary I think with Luke Longley that came out and said that like Michael Jordan, the rest of the Bulls teammates used to get together, but Michael Jordan never really showed up, right? So I don't know, but Michael Jordan, when it came to the community of Chicago, Michael Jordan was, he participated when it came to the fans. Maybe some of his teammates, his teammates he wasn't really all that close to, but Michael Jordan, when it came to the community, Michael Jordan participated.
Because this is ridiculous. He just wants a free ride to a title or finals or a title, get the credit for it, but he doesn't even really want to spend that much time in the city of Philadelphia with the Philadelphia 76ers fans. That's crazy to me.
That to me is like the most outrageous part. I can see teammates not really sometimes, hanging out and stuff like that. But the fan base, man, that's something right there that's like unnegotiable, right? And the reason why I think it's unnegotiable, like I said, because the fan base is your lifeline. As an athlete or an entertainer, man, that's the one. Um, you cannot alienate your fan base and expect to at a later date after your career over with to be able to tap into that. That would just like be a famous singer, alienating their fan base and telling the fan base to kiss their behind. And then once they retire, you want to go back out and start doing concerts. It don't work like that, man. You gotta always stay in good graces when it comes to your fan base.
Here's Brian Windhorst.
Whole thing is outrageous. And I don't say that critically. I say that just from a fascinated situation. So first off, let's just acknowledge this is a one-off moment in the history of the league. We've never seen a player ever say the following things: I don't care about money. I don't care about my family. He doesn't even really that much apparently care about the city, because he doesn't seem like he's going to live in Philadelphia full time. Seems like he's going to live at least part time in New York. So this is I don't even know how to frame it, because it's really truly unbelievable. Also, as you talk around the league and take a look at this, it sort of feels like a room with a bunch of gorgeous couches in it. All of these players are very, very talented, but the fit isn't quite right. And you also have LeBron being recruited by some of the players. Joel Embiid, multiple conversations. Tyrese Maxey, multiple conversations. Nick Nurse, the coach, represented by Clutch Sports, these multiple conversations. And then this incredible outlier of Jaylen Brown coming in as well, who only spoke with Rich Paul, his agent, before this. So this whole thing is one giant, incredible set of circumstances. And if it works, it's going to be an amazing story. And if it doesn't work, it will be interesting, Greeny.
Holy.
Yeah, all right. So I think that if it don't work, I think if it don't work, I think this is going to be LeBron James. It's going to fall to LeBron James. Now, a lot of people say, well, LeBron, throughout LeBron James' career, he have been able to make different players and different coaches the scapegoat, right? But I just think in this situation, I think it's going to be different. I don't think that LeBron James is going to be able to pass the buck when it comes to Joel Embiid. I don't think he's going to be able to pass the buck when it comes to Jaylen Brown or Tyrese Maxey, right? Now, when it comes to, I forgot the other guy who's starting name, right? But I don't think he's gonna be able to pass the buck to those guys. Number one, when you like, people already know what to expect from Jaylen Brown. You know what I mean? Like, Jaylen Brown has a championship. Tyrese Maxey is coming off a season where I think he was like at least top 10 in scoring. I think he was number 6 or something like that, right? At least top 10 in scoring. Joel Embiid, he's won some MVPs and stuff like that. So I don't think that LeBron James, this situation, like I said, when it kind of, and then Philly fans are not, they sophisticated fans. They'll be hard on you, but they do understand and they know the game of basketball, right? So LeBron James won't be able to, use clutch and put a certain narrative out there, man, because they already hip to his tactics and stuff like that. So maybe it's a good idea that LeBron James don't live in Philly, man, because these Philly fans are very aggressive, and they're going to, I think maybe the only time you want to experience them, if you're not going to play hard like you should, the only time you're going to experience them is when you are in town at that arena, right, for 40-something games. Other than that, you're going to be on the road, and then when when you're home, I guess you'll be in New York. But yeah, man, this don't make LeBron James look good. It just make it look like he up to his old tricks. It's going to be all about him, and I don't know. I just hope he don't mess up that chemistry. I'm looking. I can't. In my opinion, I can't wait for the season to start, though, man. I don't. I think even if he tried to mess up that chemistry, I just think that Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey just have so much talent, you know. And then I forgot this other kid name. I think their top three guys, man, are going to be able to win despite LeBron James, you know. And I think fans from Philly will see that like if this team has some success, it'll be despite LeBron James, you know. And then so the wild card I think is going to be Joel Embiid, but those other three guys, man, I think they're gonna ball out. I think they're gonna ball out, and the wild card to be Joel Embiid. I don't think LeBron, you know, is going to be able to disrupt that. I think he's going to try to take some credit, but I like this team, you know, minus LeBron James. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.